In the name of my ancestors, peace forever and always, and welcome to another spontaneous edition of what we call the Reality's Temple on Earth Internet Ministry. I am the gatekeeper, host of this program, known here on social media. Wherever you may find me, I am known as the mighty Angel Snuff Number 7. I am your soul brother, number 1. How many of us have been children? Some of you out there in TV land, you are children right now, and you are not interested in childish minds. Regardless if the physical body screams, I'm an adult, and you can have 30 children, big house, 10 cars in the driveway, it does not mean that you are a full functioning adult. It just means that you are able to acquire those things, and children can do those things. There are children millionaires who have more money, more material things than so-called adults will have in their whole entire life. So if having things is a requirement to being an adult, then these children are adults already who are 15 years old, 10 years old. Some of them are even born with money waiting on them, so they are born adults. If that's the logic that you're using, what makes us an adult? Because an adult would not view me as a joke. They would listen to another adult. You don't have to agree, but you will listen to another adult on a serious matter that an adult should be focused upon. But these are children, and even in religion, they say, and they even are proud, I'm a child of God. A child, a child. So what are you talking to me for? Speak when spoken to. You are a child. They call themselves the children of God, and they never grow up. Never. Always a child. They don't even call themselves, well, I'm an adult, because you will always be your mother. You will always be your father's child. But you're an adult. And many of us, we leave our parents' home. But in religious teachings, this belief system says, I'm waiting to die. I want to go to my father's house, one of many mansions. You don't want to leave and have your own. You want to serve God. You want to serve the parent forever and ever. You always want to be a servant. You don't want to leave mommy and daddy's house. But at the same time, with your own children, when they become 18 years old, which is considered an adult in the United States of America, but it's all right for you to believe in Allah. It's all right for you to believe in Jah, Yah, Jesus, whatever. And you can't wait to go back home to your daddy, to your pappy. And then you wonder why violence and childish behavior in adults all over the world, because you and I, we are trained to continue to be children. And you know how many of you so-called parents, instead of parenting, because you have nothing to offer the children, you just bring them here. You don't parent, so what you do is give them a cell phone, a TV set, and you put them in front of the TV set and you send them to public school so somebody else can teach your children. The preacher at church, the public school system, the drug dealer, other children. And you wonder why humanity is so messed up right now. And you have the men fighting over the women. That's what they do in grade school, kindergarten. You have little children because they don't understand. They don't understand themselves as they're maturing, physically maturing. They don't understand. They don't know what's going on. So there's endless war, there's endless drama. And that's why you need a babysitter when the parents are gone. Because the mind is immature. You don't know what those children will do when mommy and daddy is gone. What is it, the old saying? When the cat's away, the mice will play. So if God is the Father, and clearly he's not here, you talk about him, but he's not physically here so that we can see and hear, and it's perfectly clear that God is here. So you do what mice do when the cat's away. That's what we do. And that's why humanity is in such bad shape. Because there are more children. Children are in power. Children are in authority. And what is it that your scriptures always say? The blind cannot lead the blind. So what do these children produce with this? What do this adult body produce when they produce children? Just another child. And the blind cannot lead the blind. So for thousands of years, we've had nothing but children. The child mindset. Children who bully and beat up on other children and force them to believe and do what they want because I'm the popular. I'm the popular one on the playground. And that's what we see right now. Children in charge. There's no adults. I don't see adults bickering and gossip and slandering and fighting and profanity, nastiness, bullying. Children. And what can a parent that is a child can teach another child? Absolutely nothing. That's why children don't respect adults, because what are you? What makes you better, wiser? What makes you smarter than me? I'm a child. What makes you smarter? You, Mr. and Mrs. Adult. Because you drink alcohol? Because you smoke some weed? Because you have sex? Children have sex and make babies. Children drink and get drunk and get high. They shoot guns. What do you do as a parent, as an adult? What do we do that children can't do because you're a child yourself? You can't answer. I take them fishing. Children know how to go fish. They know how to make a lot of children make businesses some adults can't do. What do we do as an adult that children can't do? You're supposed to have, as an adult, you're supposed to have more wisdom. And that's why they cannot respect you, because a child is not going to respect another child. But when mommy and daddy come home, or the babysitter tell you, all right, I can't hit you, but when your mommy and daddy get home, you see the children start straightening up. So-and-so, you in charge. That's not going to work, because so-and-so, why are you going to put so-and-so in charge? I'm older than so-and-so. I don't like so-and-so. So as soon as mommy and daddy, I ain't listening to nothing you have to say. Because a child not going to listen to another child. Unless that child is bigger and stronger, I'm going to show you. That's the only way. Violence. Children don't respect another child. So what do we do as an adult? What do we do as an adult that shows that we are beyond being a child? What is it? I ask these folks all the time, they don't answer. Why you won't answer? But we all were children. And I've grown to learn because I was a child myself. All children not dumb. Some children are actually smarter than many adults. Have more integrity, more wiser than some adults. This is true. I remember as a child, less than 10 years old probably. I'm very sure less than 10 years old. But as a child, I understood the benefits of being an adult. And for many children, I can't wait till I get grown because I want to do my own thing. I want to do this because I'm tired of being under mommy and daddy or whoever telling me what to do. I want to be grown. They want to be grown fast. As a child, I understood that I'm only going to be a child one time. I saw my mother, I saw my father, I saw relatives who were adults. I seen my teacher, I seen the police officer, I seen the farmers, I seen the adults. I didn't want no part of that. There was nothing they was doing that the smoking and the drinking and partying and whatever adults do, I was not impressed. I didn't want none of that. As a child, I understood I only have one time to be a child. I understood that. Once you become an adult, you can't go back. So brother Michael Jackson looks so silly as a 30, 40, 50-year-old man or whatever. Going to Disneyland, surrounding yourself with children or whatever, trying to be what you sacrifice to be what you become. You can't go back and get that. And that's why every Friday night, every Saturday night to Sunday morning, you want to return to your childhood. You want to smoke and drink. You want to party and have fun. Because many of you wanted to grow up. You couldn't wait to be an adult. But then when you saw what it took to be an adult, the reality of being an adult, now you wish you was a child, but it's too late. You can't go back. No matter how childish you are, no matter how drunk, no matter how high, no matter what you do, you can't go back to your childhood. I don't care how many times you go to Disneyland, ride a roller coaster, see Mickey Mouse. Oh, how you doing? How you doing, everybody? You'll never be a child again. Once you decide to start having sexual relations, you'll never be a virgin again. You can't go back. You can be celibate, but you can't go back. Once you do the deed, it's over. I was a child. I understood this. And I was not in a hurry to be an adult. Because as a child, I understood the seriousness, the responsibility of adulthood. I want to be a child as long as possible. And plus, nothing that adults did impressed me. You want to grow up too fast. So later on, my peers, why you don't want to smoke? Why you don't want to drink? Look at that girl booty. Woo! Don't you want some of that? Because that's what you have to do in order to be grown. You got to get 60 hours a week. A lot of us, minimum wage. We die. We was born poor, and I don't care how long you work, you're going to die poor with nothing. You can't wait to experience babies crying. Mom, I'm hungry. Daddy, I'm hungry. The car need gas. Y'all can't wait for all that. I want that now. I want to be grown. So after we get grown, I meet some of my peers. Once we become adults, I meet some of my peers who could not wait to become an adult. How you doing? Hey, I ain't seen you in a long time. What's up? What's up? What's happening? Man, I wish I was like you. I love my children. I like the life, but I wish I was like, I should have waited for this. They wish they had waited. You can't go back and get your childhood. And since I was not in a hurry to grow up, and I remained a boy as long as possible, I learned and saw females not as sex objects, not as a breeder. I saw them as the human being that women should be, that females should be. No more than myself. We're supposed to be looking as men. We were supposed to be looking for girlfriend. You wasn't looking for a girlfriend. You was looking for a sex object. Because many of the men around boys teach the boys how to be loose and view women as sex objects. And even in religion, you are taught that the woman is below you. You don't walk together. You don't walk together. Because in religion, they teach God is the top. We never see who this God is. I don't know how, but he's at the top. It's always a he, not a she. It's always a he. And the man, the husband, boyfriend, whatever, he comes in next. And then here you are, a woman, you below, under the bottom. And then here come the children. It's God, husband, man, wife, woman, and children, and then your dog Scruffy. Why I gotta be on the bottom? Scruffy said, why I gotta be on the bottom? Because you're a dog, Scruffy. And the woman ain't too far from the dog. Maybe that's why they call her the B word. And he called himself dog. But I learned. And so when I got into religious teachings, I really couldn't understand what I was being taught because I did not see females being below me. In fact, I could not see no, I got it, boss, serve. Even when it comes to God. Oh, God, I do love you, but this serve thing, I can't do, sir. You let this peck of wood enslave me and cause me to serve and submit to his evil for hundreds of years. I'm tired. I don't have no more energy to serve you, the devil, or anybody. I'm not submitting to a damn thing. I'd rather just die. I'd rather submit to death. My serving and submission days is over. But see, as children, we look up to mommy and daddy. And who is the only mommy and daddy that we know? It's the peckerwood. It's these people, these races. Then we turn around and do the same thing they done to us to ourselves. The same mindset, the same mentality. We turn it on ourselves. What kind of sense do that make? And most men don't care because he's on a higher level. He want to feel what it's like for somebody to submit and serve him. You sick. But you are a product of your father, the devil. And the works of your father you shall do. You are nothing but a chocolate-covered version of your oppressor. And you can holler, hotep, assalamu alaikum, whatever these other stuff that y'all, these greetings that you got, grand rising, whatever. You're a grand rising slave. You're a hotep slave. You're a Habara God. And you suffering in silence. Survival skills. They don't know nothing. They can't cook. They can't clean. They can't take care of themselves. You don't teach them. You're not teaching them nothing. Except sit them in front of YouTube and tick, 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 tock. They don't know nothing. The illiteracy rate in the United States, they don't talk about it. A nation of functional illiterates. Some of you don't even know that the capital of the United States is Washington, D.C. You don't know the capital in your own state that you live in. In a hurry to be grown, an adult. That's why we can't communicate, because I know I'm talking to children. And actually some children, I can communicate more than these so-called adults. You 20, 30, 40, 50 years. You ain't learned nothing in all your life. You ain't learned nothing. Regurgitating stuff that you got from TikTok and YouTube, and you read all these books and I'm a scholar. You wasn't interested in school. Some of you didn't even graduate, but you listen to all these YouTube scholars and you got a book and DVDs, and all of a sudden you are a scholar. You know all this. Until you meet somebody like me and show you don't know nothing. Because you don't even have common sense. You have no reasoning skills. You're not a thinker. You're just a regurgitator. You're just a plagiarist. So being and have always been a self-thinker, growing up under what they now call the black conscious community. I don't know when that happened. I don't know nothing about the black conscious community. I don't know when that was created or anything. But I grew up in this fight. And I love the fight. Because it's not right what these have been doing to the once called Negro, my people, the people I'm from. To me, it's wrong. I don't like bullies. I was bullied. And these people are bullies. You have those in Palestine. I have no real concern. That's not my struggle, but I don't like to see nobody bullied. They doing what they do in Palestine because they're bullies. They already know that those people can't really fight back. That's what bullies do. Then you got a man sitting over there, Mr. Putin. Why don't you check him? You don't like what he's doing, check him. But they're not going to rush to mess with him, because that's how what bullies do. Bullies only pick on the weak. Like your God is a bully. You better do what I say, for thou art thou unto thee, God. I will kill you. Just like your God. You're just like your bully God. Evil, wicked God. You don't hear the devil threatening nobody. If you don't follow the devil, you don't follow me. I'm going to do this to your family. I want you to show that you're loyal to me. Kill your brother, kill your sister. All this type of talking rhetoric is not coming from the devil. It's coming from the so-called peace lover, this God. Something is wrong. Something is wrong. But look at the condition. YouTube videos, Cash App donation. What's special about you? You can't even replicate what Dr. King done. You can't replicate what Malcolm done. You can't replicate what Marcus Garvey done. And all our ancestors prior to that. You can't even replicate. Let alone be able to go forward. How the hell you gonna get angry at me because I want to do that and go beyond? Because you can't. Woo! Because you can't do it. And because you're a loser, you want everybody else to be a loser. For another, Frederick Douglass was now looking for celebrity. Marcus Garvey was now looking for celebrity. Within their knowledge, they was trying to find a way out of this situation. Not make content for entertainment to the best of their ability. That's what they was doing. Dr. King was not looking to be a celebrity. Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Huey P. Newton, and Fred Hampton, nobody was looking for celebrity. Taking their understanding, I want to change this. I'm tired of being in this position. I'm tired of being oppressed. Get off my damn back. They weren't looking for Cash App donations. Help me buy a new Jaguar, a new Mercedes Benz or whatever. Didn't Malcolm X say, in the white community we don't have celebrities representing their hurt and their pain and what oppressed them. In the black community, comedians and rappers and dancers and singers standing up, they supposed to represent our hurt and our pain. There's always exceptions to the rule, because we had a brother like Paul Robeson. We had Muhammad Ali. We had other persons. Always exceptions to the rule. But celebrities, personalities, they can't help you, because their bread and their butter depends on bowing down and submitting to the oppressive society. If you really want our situation to change, then we have to have a revolutionary mindset. Revolution, or to rebel. How you gonna call yourself a revolutionary living in a mansion, driving the white man's fancy cars, a Tesla or whatever? You part of the problem. The rebel or the revolutionary, look, the revolutionary don't care nothing about generational wealth. Oh, why you say that, brother? The revolutionary don't care nothing about generational wealth when that money and that wealth is still connected to your oppressor. And you don't think that the oppressor, that you get out of your oppressor's system. So the personality don't care nothing about you being free. The personality don't really care nothing about changing your condition. He or she has no integrity. They have no love for you. A revolutionary don't care nothing about the butter biscuits. I don't want nothing these people got. I can get it on my own. So we have a generation after the Civil Rights Movement. Those that come after Dr. King and Brother Malcolm and the Black Panther parties and all those freedom fighters. There's always exception to the rule. Mind you, the majority of the black people, the majority didn't do nothing. A small handful actually rose up, just like it is today. Only a few. You have millions of people that that don't do nothing, but they benefit from the struggle of other activists, people that's willing to go out, sacrifice, and die and struggle. Didn't do nothing. Like the Montgomery boycott. Well, I don't know about the Montgomery. A whole lot of black folks made that successful. Shout out to all those ancestors who participated in the boycott. Shout out to all the ancestors that was able to unite to do something. But those that come after Dr. King became comfortable and content. So they produce content children, comfortable children. And you can say hotel, you can say assalamu alaikum, you can say whatever it is, all this fancy stuff, shalom, whatever you want to say. The children after Dr. King, comfortable Negroes. You still are. As long as you got your Bible, as long as you can listen to the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, as long as you can look at a YouTube video, as long as you can read some books, that's all you care about. And you waiting on your Savior, all of you waiting on a Savior, you're waiting on some kind of miracle to come save ya. The revolutionary, many of them had spiritual beliefs, but they understood, I gotta do something. I gotta take action. I can't just stand still and wait for the Savior. Harriet Tubman believed in Christ, but she took action. Marcus, you're just as fake. You're not real. They see you arguing and fighting amongst one another, and you want to force your beliefs on nobody into that. Take your ass on somewhere. Revolution is not about beliefs. Your scholarship, your intelligence, you need that for, once you get freedom, you can take that to the school or university or whatever. Revolutionaries don't give a damn about that. Revolutionaries concerned with a strategy to get the people up out of this condition once and for all. Whether it's violent or whether it's non-violent. By any means necessary. That's why non-violent, that's why this, where is it? Right over here. That's why this, what we call Operation Exodus Mississippi campaign, that proposal, that vision, that's non-violent, that's a good way that you can be a revolutionary, but non-violent. Dr. King would be proud. And the thing about it, as time goes on, once the people get a taste, once they get a taste of what freedom really can be, they will become the revolutionary that you can't be. Because you damn sure not going to pick up a gun. If it's 40 million in this country, and it took 5 million of us to die to get the respect that we need in order to make real change in this country, so be it. It ain't gonna be me, scary ass Negro. What about generational wealth? What about investing in land that you don't control? You make no laws, you control nothing, you have no resources, none of that. That's because you're comfortable. They don't even say the word revolutionary. And they won't follow a revolutionary. The only one they're going to follow, the only one they're going to listen to are those who keep them in the grave with their personality. I sure like, and you hear them say it, I sure like Farrakhan. I sure like, oh my God, I like young Farrah. They sound good. They teach, brother, teach. What are you teaching? Listening to stuff that keeps you in the grave. It don't cause you to move. Just because you conscious don't mean you're gonna move. It just means that you know. But you're still laying down. You're still unable to cause activity. I say this in my conclusion here. As many of you know, who have been following this ministry that I call the Realist Temple on Earth, you know that I was unjustly incarcerated for 10 years. And then I looked at those who were with me, many of them, just like you, I want to get out of here, I want to change, I looked at them. Now the difference between them and you, I was able to get people together and make change. But I always used to say to myself, why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Because I know about me. I used to get angry and disappointed in the so-called black community, or these blackity talking all this stuff. I used to get frustrated, upset, disappointed, but I understand. I understand that you can't do it. That's why you haven't done it, because you can't do it. And many of these, they're too proud to say, I don't know. Some of them don't know. They can't do it. I was locked up with people that couldn't read and write. What can they do? What kind of paperwork can they file? They can't. They can't do what I was able to do what I done because I was able to comprehend the legal system. I was able to read and write well. They couldn't do that. Nor did they have the stamina to do what I can do. So I'm not angry at these. I'm not disappointed no more with these. I'm not frustrated no more with these. I understand why you are what you are, because you can't do no better and don't want to do no better. But if for some miracle you can produce revolutionaries, things will change almost overnight. But things aren't going to change because you don't want them to change. And some of you won't change, but you can't do no better. So you're just comfortable where you're at. There are people, if you open up the door of the prison, they're not going to go nowhere. They don't want to go nowhere. Because prison life is all they know. This is all you know. So you run your big mouth and you talk big stuff. You really don't want nothing to change. Because once the prison doors is open, you can't blame the white man no more. Everything is on you, and you really don't want that. You want to continue to be in a position to be in your mommy and daddy house. You don't really want to go nowhere. You want somebody to take care of you. You want to pretend like you want to do better, but you don't. You having problem fixing a sink. You a know-it-all. Some people, damn, I'm having a problem fixing this. How do I? Hey, bro, you can use. I'll use that. Don't get out. You can't tell me what to do. You have people like that, and the sink never gets fixed. Then you have people. Hey, bro, I can help you with that. You know. Come and help me, man. Maybe you can show me something I don't know. Cause I want this sink fixed. It's dripping water. I want this sink fixed. Then somebody, you take their advice and you try their way. Oh, wow. That worked. It was that simple. Wow. Yeah. The problem is solved. But these aren't like that because many of them, they're not revolutionaries. They are personalities. And they make money off the problem. They don't want the problem solved. Biscuits, but you would rather be like the child trying to put a square peg in a round hole. It's never going to happen. You never, like these ladies said, you're never going to get it. You're not going to get our freedom. You're not going to get, as black men, you're not going to get the respect of our women until you do the right thing. Until you become a revolutionary, until you become a man, till you put yourself on a level, something that a child cannot do. The child, they following you. They can't do no better than you. They following you. Show those boys what men do. Show these boys what men can accomplish. You can't do it until you become a man. But right now, you're nothing but flunkies. Because you caught up in the material greed and the things of the world that oppress you. But it's not your fault because this is all that you know. It's all that you know. You talk about other stuff, but you don't know nothing about it. You only know the life of being a Pharaoh slave, and you're comfortable in that. But there's always exceptions to the rule. Maybe one day you will produce enough revolutionaries to change the condition. You'll probably be dead and gone. But if this people is to survive as a people, as to continue to be relevant in this world of humanity, this mentality, this life that we live, it's got to come to an end. To be recognized as men and women. I'm just as great. My value is just as good as anybody else on this planet. And you're going to respect me whether you like it or not. Here I am. One person. And I took on the state of Missouri. They don't want to go through another fight with me like that. One person. Whether they like it or not, they had to respect me for who I am and what I represented, the power that I showed them that I had. And the same will be done for us. When you earn it, respect me as a man. You're not gonna be respected as a man or a woman as long as you continue to act and behave like a slave. And talking all this huffing and puffing and talking about the Pan-African and the white man's the devil and the peck of wood, and talking all this old big bad stuff, your ass is not gonna bust a grape. You're incompetent. You're incapable. It's all a show. And they know it's all a show. You're not no threat. What do you do to be a threat? Do you have fangs with poison? What do you do to be a threat? You ain't done nothing to be no threat. They're not impressed by your scholarship. It means nothing. But I guarantee you, even the thought, I'm going to say this and get out of here. Let me tell you something. Just the thought that you were trying to take control of a state, just the thought, you ain't done it yet, just the thought going out to the people, let's take control of a state, watch how things change. Whole different ball game. Because that's power. That's not talk. That's not waiting on Jesus. You can give Jesus the credit. You can give y'all the credit. A lot of it don't make no difference. Now you're gaining power. You're gaining influence. Look at the back and forth between the mayor of Los Angeles and President Donald Trump. That's the mayor of a city. And she has the power defying the president. What kind of power you think that you will have control of a state? You don't have any power. That's why they can do anything they want to, say and do anything they want to, anytime they feel like. Ain't nothing but another Negro. Another day at the office. And the only thing you do is go on YouTube and tick-tock, 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 and complain. Like a child, mumbling under your throat. Like you do, or like you did when you was a child, and your parents done something you didn't like, you go to your room, I hope my mom and daddy die. They make me sick. That's your behavior toward the dominant society. Like Tariq Nasheed would say. You behave like children. And a child is how you're always going to be treated. Until you begin to embrace the revolutionary mind and stop following these personalities. They don't mean you any good. They don't know what they're doing. Some of them are sincere. I can't judge folks. I don't want to judge nobody. Some of them are scamming you on purpose. Some of them are sincere. They just don't know no better. They can't see. You can't see because you're all comfortable in the cesspool. As long as you're comfortable, you're not going to change nothing. That's why when I was locked up, I was always angry. They said, why you mad all the time? Why you? Because I want out of here. Every day, I want out, I want out, I want out. I got to figure how to get out. I want out. Don't you want to play basketball? Look like we can get that girl to come to your room. Don't you want some drugs? They want to try to, I want out. You use that energy to get out. But when you're comfortable, oh, let me play some video games. Let me watch Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant play basketball. Never gonna get out. Always gonna be locked up. Then you holler, I need to get out of here now. Now and then you holler, I need to get out of here. Go back to the video game, watching TV, playing pool. Let me read my scripture. Allah, the Quran, 22 verse 785. Nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna change as long as you follow personality, as long as you are comfortable in this system and you don't embrace the revolutionary mindset. Nothing gonna change. And the reality is you don't want nothing to change. You're just like the animals in the zoo that was born in the zoo. That's all you know. This is all that you know. And how I talk crazy. You can think for yourself. What's the Operation Exit? What's all that? What is all that? You're not used to thinking for yourself, doing for yourself. You need somebody to follow, copy, plagiarize, regurgitate. You can't think on your own. And too damn dumb to take advice. You know it all. If you know it all, how come you're still in the position that you're in? We've been doing this blackity black, pro-black stuff 100 years. You ain't accomplished nothing. And you happy with nothing. Well, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I'm very sure there are a lot of exceptions to the rule. Also, the problem with that is they don't do nothing either. They sit on their ass and even do me the same way. You tell them, Taalik, go ahead, snipper, go ahead. Won't do nothing. Won't do nothing to help me. Don't do nothing. Do me the same way. But then again, like I say, I can't expect everybody to be like me. You're comfortable in the cesspool. There's nothing I can do about it. But if this people, these people who are called foundational black Americans or the once called Negro or the African American, whatever, can't even you can't even agree on a name, an identity. You're done. And maybe that's good because it's really embarrassing. It's an embarrassment. You're done. So you don't have to worry about it. These are already trying to erase you out of history. As we speak, and you know it. But if the people themselves won't do nothing about it, what you're talking about don't mean anything anyway. So little by little, you will be erased out of history. And maybe that's a good thing. Because we are an unnatural people produced by slavery. Shouldn't be here anyway. a byproduct of slavery, a people who continue to behave and act like slaves. You have no idea of what freedom really is. Freedom is watching YouTube videos, go to get drunk, smoking crack, spitting out 10 babies, living in a big house, driving a Tesla. That's freedom. You have no idea. If you really understood what freedom was or is, you'd be just like me. And it's not just for me, it's for your babies, for the future generations, just like Dr. King and Malcolm and Sojourner Truth and Harriet Tubman, all our people, Fannie Lou Hamer. They suffered and sacrificed so we can walk easier. You should be doing the same thing, but you don't. Because you believe I already made it. Black personality doesn't necessarily mean black revolutionary. And until you begin to embrace the black revolutionary, not black revolutionary. Black is a European concept. Black. You might as well keep being Toby. Using black and African, you might as well be Toby. That's European race classification. Africa. People on the continent did not call themselves African. Black, colored, Negro, all that belongs, that's European stuff. And you're supposed to be free. You're supposed to be no better. You're supposed to be a scholar, and you're still using that terminology that you got from races. That show you don't have no idea. You still a slave. And you can't let go of massa. You don't behave and act like free people. You have no mind on your own, trying to copy what Huey P. Newton did, trying to copy what Elijah Muhammad did, trying to copy what Marcus Garvey did, trying to copy what Malcolm did, trying to copy every damn body. You have no mind of your own. They get angry at me because I have a mind of my own. Whether it's good or it's bad, whether it work or don't work, it don't make a difference. It's mine. It came from mine. I'm not running around here plagiarizing and regurgitating crap. Those people had 10 fingers, a brain. Where do you think they got their stuff from? But you can't do the same. You got to copy. You got to mimic. You got to impersonate. It's on you. I've said all I need to say. I just felt like ranting. Thank you for joining us this evening. Appreciate it. And until we talk about something, I guess, like our ancestor Don Cornelius used to say as in pardon, we wish you love, peace, and soul. And we are already 5,000.